Thought for the day. Do not let the memories of your past limit the potential of your future. There are no limits to what you can achieve on your journey through life, except in your mind. Welcome to 7 Minutes for Yourself. I'm Christina, and I'm so glad you've joined me for what I believe will be 7 of the most enriching minutes of your day. Let's take this time to reconnect with ourselves and improve our well-being. In today's episode of 7 Minutes for Yourself, we discuss how to sustain desired changes and grow as a person. Have a listen.
Personal growth is tricky. So the term growth implies millions of tiny, thankless steps, which sucks. And the term personal implies that nobody can take them for you, which also sucks. But if we consistently interrupt our old thought patterns with new ones, and we resist the urge to judge ourselves for how long this process takes, we won't waste our lives waiting around for a eureka moment that might never come. As a member of the buy it now generation, I am not patient. But in my experience, real, tangible change takes more than 2 business days and a credit card. Why? Because of this thing. Brains are complex, mysterious, and uncooperative. Even with droves of scientists on the case, there's still so much we don't understand about them. One thing we do know is that these suckers hardly ever stop thinking. According to the National Science Foundation, some adults think up to 60,000 thoughts every day. But a whopping 48,000 of those are negative. That's almost 1 negative thought for every single second we're awake, which makes optimism the challenge of the century. And because our brains are filled with anxiety and stress, and our memory banks are overflowing with embarrassing moments and regrets, we know that we don't always get to choose what leaves a mark. But what if we could interrupt our negative thoughts with something positive? Shouldn't that over time change the way we think and feel? Now, before I jump into a sensitive topic like mental health, I need to clarify something. Just in case the tattoos didn't give it away, I am not a doctor. I'm a death metal vocalist. I'm a sneakerhead. I'm a dog person. I'm just about everything but a doctor. I don't have PhDs on my wall. I have scars on my body. I've survived everything from schoolyard bullying to childhood trauma, physical, sexual, and emotional abuse, eating disorders, hallucinations, suicide attempts, and diagnoses ranging from bipolar disorder and schizophrenia to OCD, ADHD, and the rest of the DSM alphabet. For 10 long years, I was taking medication and seeing a therapist, but I wasn't happy about it. I was negative, angry, depressed, and completely detached from reality. But nowadays, my whole life is built around positivity and kindness. I tour the world sharing stories of inspiration and hope. I'm just as surprised as you are. And when I'm on the road speaking or playing music, whether I'm at a prison or a school or a business, people always ask me, what was the turning point, that moment when everything changed? Now, if my life was a Jim Carrey movie, it would probably look something like this. I'm on my knees in the pouring rain, screaming at the night sky, "Why, God, why?" I get struck by lightning and realize how precious life is, find true love, yada, yada, yada. But in reality, the answer is pretty anticlimactic. That moment never came. There was no overnight cure, no magic spell, no miracle drug, no light bulb, eureka moment. And I think if I would have waited around for that moment, I'd still be that angry, negative, depressed person. The ugly truth is that my recovery has been a grueling, unglamorous series of microscopic steps that felt annoying and pointless in the moment. It's kind of like sailing. If you change your course by even a single degree when you're out there on the water, you probably won't notice any difference in trajectory until you've already passed whatever it is you were looking for in the first place. But this isn't to say that everything was smooth sailing from day one. I mean, from self-help gurus to vitamins and meditation apps, I tried everything under the sun with no luck. I thought this book was supposed to change my life. That Reddit thread said that a therapist should be able to fix me in 2 months, and this is month 5. This medication helps other people, so what the heck is wrong with me? Part of the problem is that some of these things set me up for disappointment with lofty promises of quick fixes, which is really what I wanted. But the other part of the problem was me. These things required me to make the first move, and I didn't like that. Most days I could barely muster up enough initiative to do my laundry, much less make a dent in my recovery journey. I kept looking around for something external to save me, a podcast, a counselor, a webinar to take responsibility for my growth. I thought that if I was ever going to feel any better, it would be because of my therapist, my friends, my meds. I felt safer putting that job into the hands of anyone besides a screw-up like me. So out of sheer desperation, I started leaving sticky notes for myself all around my house. Little reminders to check in with myself and reframe what was going on in my mind. And because I can't stand those cheesy, just be happy quotes, I thought I would write my own, some personal takes on what growth looked and felt like to me. And as they snuck into my day, whether stuck to my bathroom mirror or hidden in one of my shoes, they were slowly beginning to make an impact. They didn't magically transform my life circumstances, but they did improve the way I processed them, which was progress.
That concludes today's episode of 7 Minutes for Yourself. Please take a moment to rate and review the show on Apple Podcasts. Today and every day with your kiddo is a gift. Enjoy it. Thanks for tuning in.